I had just graduated college, summa cum laude, full of hope and finally free. I'd done everything right. Worked part-time throughout school, landed a decent entry-level job, and saved every penny I could. But despite all that, I was still short about $20,000 for a modest one-bedroom apartment I'd been eyeing. It wasn't fancy, just enough to call mine. So I swallowed my pride and asked my dad. Not for a handout, just a loan. I explained everything. How I had a plan, how I'd pay him back within 2 years, how much this meant to me. I thought he'd be proud that I was trying to build a life for myself. Instead, he looked at me like I'd just insulted him. I didn't raise you to be dependent, he said, arms crossed. You should learn to stand on your own. That's how you'll become strong. I nodded slowly, trying to mask a sting in my chest. I could have accepted that, his beliefs, his rules, if he hadn't followed it up with, you should talk to Sophie. She knows how to get what she wants without begging. Sophie, my cousin, she was the type who floated through life with perfect hair and flawless timing, always managing to get exactly what she wanted with a smile and a carefully curated sob story. Our family adored her, my dad especially. I tried to forget the whole thing. I moved on, kept saving, worked harder. But then a week later, I was helping my dad organize some documents when a paper slipped out of his folder, an apartment transfer document. Sophie's name was printed clearly on it. The amount? $50,000. I stood there frozen. He wouldn't loan me 20 grand, but he gifted Sophie 50? Without blinking? Something inside me cracked. I waited until dinner to confront him. My voice was calm, but my hands were shaking. I asked him straight, did you give Sophie $50,000 for that apartment? He didn't deny it, just nodded like it was no big deal. She needed it. It was a good investment for her future. No apology, no explanation for the double standard. I asked why he said no to me, and he replied, you're different. You'll figure it out. Sophie's delicate. Delicate? That word hit me like a slap. I had fought for every inch of my independence, while Sophie cried her way through every minor inconvenience. Frustrated and confused, I called Jake, my ex, just a vent. We'd remained friends after breakup, though lately he'd been distant. I told him everything. He listened, but something in his tone felt forced, like he already knew. I didn't want to believe it, but my instincts were whispering something ugly. Later that night, a friend from college sent me a screenshot from Sophie's Instagram. She had just posted a picture in front of her new apartment. She was holding keys, smiling wide, and wearing Jake's varsity hoodie. The same one he said he lost months ago. I stared at that photo for what felt like hours, my mind racing. Jake had told me he wasn't ready for a relationship when he ended things. But now he was moving in Sophie's circles, literally. It wasn't just the apartment. It wasn't just the money. It was a realization that the two people I had trusted most were not just lying to me. They were doing it together. My dad handed Sophie a new life. Jake walked right into it. And I was left holding the pieces. Again, I wasn't invited to the housewarming, but I went anyway. I needed answers, not closure. The moment I walked in, Sophie's smile froze. Jake looked like he'd seen a ghost. My dad wouldn't meet my eyes. No one said anything, but the tension was thick. I didn't waste time. I asked Sophie, how long have you and Jake been together? She laughed nervously, trying to brush it off, but Jake cracked first. Since before we broke up, he mumbled, eyes on the floor. Just like that, the lie unraveled. Everyone around us went quiet. I turned to my dad. And you knew? He opened his mouth, then closed it. After a pause, he said, Sophie needed stability. Jake gives her that. That was the excuse. Not love, not honesty, just convenience. I told him about how I begged for help, and he told me to struggle while Sophie got handed a luxury apartment. And my ex. Then I pulled out my phone and read messages from one of Sophie's old roommates. She lied to family about being broke. She wasn't. She'd spent thousands on designer bags weeks before Dad wrote the check. Everyone heard it. Everyone saw it. The silence was confirmation. Sophie's face went red, then pale. She walked out of the room. Jake tried to follow her, but then looked back at me. I didn't mean for it to happen like this. I didn't reply. I wasn't there to make a scene. I was there to let them know I knew. That I wasn't stupid or weak. That I saw through the whole game. Every fake smile, every twisted excuse. And I was done playing along. I didn't talk to any of them after that night. I blocked my dad, Sophie, and Jake. No dramatic messages. No explanations. Just silence. I moved in with 2 friends from college. Found a rental that barely fit my budget and started fresh. It wasn't ideal, but it was mine. Every piece of it. Earned without shortcuts or lies. Weeks passed. Word spread through the family. Sophie and Jake didn't last long. Apparently, Jake realized Sophie was a little different once she didn't have a spotlight on her. Their breakup was just as sudden as their relationship. My dad tried to reach out a few times. Texted once. Emailed another time. Said he was trying to protect her and thought I didn't need help. That I was the strong one. But strength doesn't mean I deserve less. That's the part he never understood. He thought favoring Sophie made him a protector, when really, he was just showing me where I stood. I didn't respond to his messages. Not because I hate him, but because I don't owe anyone forgiveness on their timeline. I had spent years working for everything I had, and in a moment, he made it clear that none of that mattered as much as Sophie's convenience. I'm doing fine now. Better, actually. I've stopped trying to earn love that comes with conditions. I've stopped showing up where I'm not respected. Writing this isn't for pity or revenge. It's just the truth. Sometimes, the people who say they love you will put you last. And sometimes, walking away is the only way to remind yourself you were never a problem. I didn't lose a home. I gained peace. And honestly, I don't miss any of them.